We are live. Welcome everyone. Let y'all get the notification. Give me a second. Sip my coffee. Once again, welcome all. I am Goddess High Priestess Empress Alba La Pantera. Don't forget to wash your hands, baby, by liking the video, aka also saving yourself, cleansing yourself, and also allow yourself to just be open to receive. If there are things that you are encountering in life right now that may block you from being open and receptive, it's a great moment for you to, slow it down and really see what that is, acknowledge it for what it is, and come up with the solution because there are numerous solutions. You just have to be willing and ready to receive it. Okay. So, this is actually going to be a short live. Just wanted to tap in with y'all doing a live because the last couple of videos have been recorded. A lot of shifts happening, yes, amazing ones. What I will be doing before I get into y'all messages, I'm going to be doing the energy updates where you have the opportunity to do it one-on-one with me via Zoom. If that is something you are looking to do, go ahead and send me an email and we'll set up a date as to when we'll do your message for the energy update. Okay, so that will be, I'll say up to 90 minutes you have with me on a Zoom for an energy update, but it's one-on-one on Zoom. If that is something you are wanting to do, send me an email. My email's in the description box below, and we'll take it from there, okay? The other thing is, because I have some messages here, but I feel like there's more that's coming into this. I feel that there's more coming into this, but if we are to touch base on it, we will. Okay. And once again, welcome all of you. Okay. What we'll be touching base on is seeing what the angels and ancestors have to say to you first. Okay. And we'll take it from there. So let's get started. I can Most High. We as a physical vessel, okay, spiritual being in a human experience, the Most High of your vessel is the highest point of your head. Okay. Now, welcome Alana and Vida. Welcome, goddesses. You have four brains. We have four brains: the cerebrum, the cerebellum, medulla oblongata, and the solar plexus. Now, your cerebrum, when we're speaking of the Most High, that is the space of the Most High when it comes to your physical body. The cerebrum is the brain of God. Okay. Your cerebellum is the man brain that is also linked to the lower mind. Your medulla oblongata is in charge of involuntary actions such as breathing. Shout out to the medulla oblongata. Okay. Solar plexus is associated with the lower mind, which also has to do with greed and animalistic behaviors. So, when we're speaking of connecting with the Most High, it is linking the cerebellum, medulla oblongata, and solar plexus to the cerebrum, the brain of God or God brain. A lot of lessons that we as a collective shift from has to do with the way we respond to the lower mind or the ego or our connection to materials. But as far as materials is concerned, you can look at your body as the main material that you want to value the most before anything else outside of your body. Okay. So I just wanted to touch base on that because I feel like these messages are going to definitely tie into it. Okay. Link to it. So let's see here. The other message that was coming through has to do with the name Samuel. So when you use the Bible as a reference or guide to your physical body, it becomes clearer as to what's being stated. So now the message was some of you are coming encounter with someone whose name is Sam or Samuel for a reason. What is the reason? Well, this has to do with your inner voice, which lives in the inner place of spirit and is the instructor of the higher and more receptive, intelligent thoughts of you, the individual. Okay. So it's basically saying, like, not like it is saying, in order for you to connect to that brain of God, that cerebrum, because in the book of Samuel's where you'll find information about the Ark of the Covenant as well. And that's another thing. The word God is disguised in so many different ways in the Bible. You got Samuel, you got Jacob, just for examples. Okay. But furthermore, Samuel has to do with spiritual discernment. Spiritual discernment within you, the human, okay, that has consciousness or conscious contact with God and learns of God. Are you hearing more of what's going on outside of you? Because that is connected to the lower mind, which will connect you more to the outside world without you creating it. And the way for you to create that outside world is for you to be in direct communication with the brain of God, which is already within you, the cerebrum. So when the cerebellum, solar plexus are connected, here you have someone who is tapped into the physical and the spiritual. The cards that flew out, how many are these? These are 6 cards that came out. 6, House of Virgo, habits, psychic development, dreams, co-workers or work, herbs, oils, pets. First message from the angels and ancestors is the hunter. Track down your fears and desires. The other message I got from Gematria earlier was that the hunter is being hunted. We'll see what this is about though. Track down your fears and desires. False evidence appearing real. Track down those memories, or yes, memories, because they have already happened, that planted the seed for what you may fear now. Okay. As you can see behind the figure, the darkness that's behind him, having a lot to do with the shadow. It's not your enemy. but it becomes your enemy when you are locked in fear. Okay? If you feel like you can only do but so much, then you'll only do but so much. Because those feelings are going to generate themselves into thoughts. And those thoughts are going to become things if you're not mindful the conversation, the words that are being expressed, because in the beginning was what? The word. It doesn't have to come out verbally. You can just think about this. Okay. Your next message, the water guardian. Connect with your emotions. That ties that in right there. Let me see what the next one is. The shaman. Ooh. Trust in high forces. Welcome, Goddess Amina. Welcome, everyone. The shaman, trust in higher forces. Now, when we also speak about the brain of God, we're also speaking of your pineal and pituitary gland. When you speak of the land of milk and honey, that is the territory of the land of milk and honey. Your pineal and pituitary gland. Pineal, masculine, pituitary, feminine. Okay. So the milk would be the pituitary, the honey would be the masculine. As far as the release of DMT comes from the pineal gland. For those of you, you know what I mean? So trust in higher forces, it says here. We about to see what y'all got going on because I know the downloads I was getting today, for instance. So notice how the last couple messages, the channel was coming through as far as God mode active, which was also confirmed through Gematria this rising too. God mode active, that's literally what it said. And the expansion of the God frequency. Now, the last reading we did last night, where you had the fire guardian and the protection guardian, which are both symbolic of Archangel Michael, they both came out reverse in that last message that we did. So I said, okay, because that was something that was at the forefront of my mind when I saw that. So I said, okay, source, what are you showing me here? Because as far as the gematria and the messages that were coming through from one thing to the other, if you're seeing 972, you're being asked to be aware of when the sun, when the moon is in your sun sign, because this is when you have this process of the Christ oil that's coming from the brain down to the sacral and back up to the brain, which once it gets back to the brain, if you're not doing anything to taint it, now you have the ability to transform anything that's toxic to something that is healthy. Basically releasing new blood cells. Okay. So 972, because that came through as the heaven God code. So the number 975 is what came through earlier. As I had this message from the collective reading at the forefront of my mind, and it broke down to expansion started. Lilith is Eve. Eve is also the letter V. You bring that first E over to the end of the word, you get the letter V. And the letter V equals number 22, Master Builder. This is Taurus season. Taurus is definitely connected to the Master Builder. Then it says radiate love, new deal, God mode active. I am ready for financial freedom. My name is in the book of life. I am already a trillionaire. Mrs. 11. And Q Reeves was actually breaking this down the other night as far as 11 and the elevator. And there's been quite few dream state messages that's been coming through where the elevator is quite active, which also led to me letting you all know that for the energy updates, they will be one-on-one. So that will be like the request that some of you, not so much we're requesting, but we're asking that if I did spiritual training, that would be a version of that. But anyway, then it said DC, USA, and May 3rd. Now, DC came up yesterday also in that message, but we're going to see what's going on here. Okay. Then it also stated elevated pineal, the divine one, and a dispersion of Malkuth, which is the 10th Sephirat below Yesod when we're speaking of the tree of life, which also connects to Shekinah or Shekinah, the divine feminine. So as I was diving into that message, Source was telling me the divine feminine is no longer trapped. Because when we're speaking of the pituitary gland, the milk, it's a divine feminine magnetic field. Obviously, there are no coincidences. You got the water guardian here telling you to connect with your emotions. It will help you to trust in higher forces. Because the time has come for you to track down your fears and your desires so you can really connect to your personal core values. So that when it comes time for you to step into these partnerships, you're not stepping into something that is not connected to your worth. Because through this Taurus season and past Aries season, especially Aries season, that new moon energy, that new moon action that was coming through, just the new moon, and then we had the solar eclipse, new moon, and it was a total lunar eclipse. It's all significant. It's all a major cleanse of the head, Aries. So that way now you can really connect to what you truly value. Now you see why everything that's been happening, let's say from Scorpio season last year to right now, the why, or what had to be cleared up. Let me pull the other message here. These are some powerful cards y'all got coming out here. Seeing beyond the current situation, the seer. This is why this moment is pivotal for the collective. And then on 5/5, we got the lunar eclipse in Scorpio, which we'll get into that as we get closer. Now, if you've been vibing over this way on my channel, today is 4/24. And this is what I'm saying. If you've been vibing with me for, I would say, yeah, more than likely since that moment, Scorpio season, 4/24 is highly significant. Highly significant. Becoming more aware of the transformation before it happens. So that way you're really able to remove what could get in the way or bring forth fear. Now, here's the thing. Some of you are noticing where the fear comes from. There could be people around you, people that you love, but they operate in a way that is also connected to what you thought was normal or the paradigm you used to be a part of. And now that it's right in front of you, but in front of you as the observer, it looks completely different. You're able to now see beyond the current situation. Greetings, Fatima. Okay. Welcome, Ray. Then we have the mirror guardian. We got water and the mirror as guardians. Reflection. When the water is still, you can see your reflection. When the water is still, you can see your reflection. And anything you bring towards that reflection or throw into the reflection causes a ripple effect. Right? So let's see what this mirror guardian is coming through here. The direction guardian. It's time for you to choose your path with gratitude from where you came from. It's time for you to choose your path with gratitude from where you came from. Because who better than you and who better than that person than themselves? Each and every one of you are beautifully made. Even those who may have come for you. Beautifully made. But respectfully, the time has come to disconnect from all things that are not on your level. Not saying that you are above and beyond or below anyone. It's just simply stating you want to listen to Hot 97, this person is listening to WBLS. That's simple. You on one channel, they on another. But if you really notice that's not something you want to continue to ingest your cup of tea, then get up on out the shop or change the channel. And also, with doing that, don't put yourself at a state of worry because of you making a decision that had to do with you connecting to your emotions so you can see beyond the current situation during the time of reflection so you can choose your own path. Because some of you are legit shamans and seers because you got the shaman and the seer out here. Like, come on. Come on. I kid you not. Look at the cards that I pulled, like pre-shuffle, just to see where my energy was in connection to the collective. We got 23, 55, 11, 55, blossoming justice, abundance, revolutionary spirit, Uranus, Aquarius energy, awakening to deeply rooted ancient abilities through deeply rooted wounds. When you track down those fears that may have blocked certain desires or may have hid certain desires that you have where you didn't even realize that something was truly your passion or that it was your passion and you let it go, now you're in a state where you can literally look at it for what it is and enjoy it. Okay? But you had to take a moment to really reflect on these deeply rooted wounds and not to blame anybody. It takes a lot of growth to do that. A lot of growth. Is it possible? Absolutely. Just personally speaking, it's been done. There's been a lot of situations where people I would have to cut off because I realized the paradigm that I'm in, it's detrimental for me to be around them physically or just simply energetically. And as I will tell you all the time, not all the time, but when I would, when you disconnect from these energies, it gives them the opportunity to make that switch that you thought you being there would actually do. And when you forgive yourself, because forgiveness is for yourself, it'll allow you to even move on even more. Where now you can see if their energy comes back around and meets up with you, it's because it's divinely orchestrated for that to happen. The same for low vibration too. So everybody's on their own journey. You just have to decide where you're going to be. Because there could be things that come around where you may tell yourself, I'm not going to indulge in that or energetically participate in that anymore. It comes back around, you give it another shot, and it's still doing the same shit that it was doing before. But that's your cue to let it go. Because you're going to be speaking English while they speaking Spanish to you, and y'all don't, the language ain't there to communicate. I'm not saying understanding, the language isn't there to communicate. Body language, yeah, that's something else. That'll give you your answer too. That's usually how I get my answers about situations of people. I listen to what's being said, but I'm looking at your entire face, the way you move your body. Doesn't matter what type of lighting or what I'm sensing it. Okay, seer style. Okay, so if you're a projector, that's you too. Don't be out here letting people fool you. Then we got Anubis, Sirius, and Lady Nada with Archangel Haziel, which is the god of mercy, connected to the god of mercy, May 1st to the 5th. And we mentioned May 3rd, May 5th. May 5th would be the lunar eclipse. But this archangel has to do with those of you who are born May 1st to May 5th, Taurus. Grand solar return to all the Tauruses as well. Okay. This also has to do with forgiveness and reconciliation. So those two are coming in together right now as I'm saying that. There's certain reconciliations that are happening just to test your level of forgiveness, where you are at as far as like what you will no longer do, because you've already completed that cycle. Love, justice, karma, the cherubs, and Chakma, the Sephiroth of wisdom, Uranus, again, Lapis Lazuli, Aventurine, and Hematite is highly significant. Your solar return is May 3rd. Hey, Fatima, grand solar return. Vida, when is, I think you a Taurus too, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all lit. So let's get some more messages here. Let me see what the Divine Animal Oracle cards have to say. I got about like 5 more minutes. The Elk, Earth Energy. You're being guided to keep your eyes, mind, and heart on your desires. Master your power to follow through and break free from discomfort. Expand and stretch yourself in ways you never thought possible. You are a teacher and student of life. What is the supporting message? The elk also connects to stamina, and Taurus has a lot to do with that endurance too. Yes, May 1st. So we got, okay, the Taurus goddess is in here. Stamina, awareness, and tenacity is the elk energy. Vibes. Support this message is the cheetah, which speaks of focus, clarity, and speed. You're being guided to be mindful and value yourself and others. And valuing yourself will connect you to those who value you. Okay. Strategize your days, be patient, take calculated risk, and take action towards your heart's desires. You have what you need to change your life today and become the best version of you. You are not in a position of lack, collective. Okay. But definitely something here. What is this energy? Break free from discomfort. I'm getting that you could be overthinking or second guessing something that makes you uncomfortable. And the discomfort that I'm speaking of has to do with your North Node, but your North Node is literally where the universe is pushing you towards or pulling you towards. Okay, to get you out of your South Node. What is the energy here? Whoa, adjacent possibilities in and out. Let's see. The thinking woman. Wow. Which was one of the cards that came out earlier. Yeah, don't deceive yourself through this overthinking, because whatever it is that you're deciding to do is literally bringing you towards the door or